Do you feel the weight of aging but wonder if there's more wisdom to gain? As the years pass, it's easy to feel like time is slipping away, but with age comes something far more valuable than we often realize: wisdom. The kind of wisdom that can shape the rest of your life in profound ways. Today, we're sharing timeless advice from a wise old woman, full of stories that can change the way you see life. These are stories from men and women who have lived through decades of experiences, challenges, joys, regrets, and triumphs. Their lives hold the kind of lessons that we all need to hear as we grow older. Through the eyes of elders who have lived long, rich lives, you will gain insights that can guide you in your later years, helping you find peace, purpose, and fulfillment. Whether you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, or beyond, this advice will resonate deeply with you. So, let's dive into the first lesson and discover the hidden gems of wisdom from those who've already walked the path ahead of us. Number 1, the gift of patience. Let me tell you about Grandma Lily, a woman who spent 50 years tending to her beloved garden. Every day, no matter the weather, she would be outside, watering, pruning, planting, and nurturing her flowers and vegetables. Over the years, her garden became a reflection of her soul, full of color, life, and beauty. But it wasn't always easy. Sometimes plants wouldn't bloom, or a season would bring unexpected challenges like pests or harsh weather. But through it all, Grandma Lily remained calm, knowing that growth doesn't happen overnight. Grandma Lily's greatest lesson wasn't just about growing plants. It was about growing through life. She often said that real growth, whether in the garden or in ourselves, takes time and patience. Rushing things, trying to force outcomes, only leads to frustration and failure. There were years when her flowers didn't bloom as expected, or her crops didn't yield much, but she never let disappointment stop her from continuing the process. In fact, she believed that those challenges made her stronger, more resilient, and more grateful when things did flourish. Her life taught us that patience is not just waiting for things to get better, but nurturing them steadily and calmly along the way. Patience is about trusting the process and understanding that everything, our relationships, health, dreams, requires time to grow. If you push too hard, you risk losing what you've worked for. But if you allow things to develop naturally with care and persistence, you can cultivate joy, success, and peace in your life no matter your age. Grandma Lily's garden stands as a reminder: beauty takes time, and patience is the key to unlocking that beauty in both your external world and within yourself. Just like her flowers, we too can bloom when we honor the pace at which life unfolds. Number 2, letting go of the past. Uncle Martin lived in his childhood home for decades, long after it had started to fall into disrepair. To him, that house was more than just a building. It was a vault of memories, his parents' laughter, the footsteps of his children, and the echoes of countless family gatherings. Even though the roof leaked and the walls had started to crack, Uncle Martin couldn't bring himself to leave. He clung to the past, believing that holding onto the house would preserve the memories and keep him connected to those moments. But as the years passed, the burden of maintaining the old house became too much. Every repair felt like a battle against time, and it drained his energy, both physically and emotionally. One day, after much reflection, Uncle Martin made a difficult decision. He sold the house. It wasn't easy, but as soon as the papers were signed and the house was no longer his responsibility, he felt something unexpected. He felt free. For the first time in years, he wasn't weighed down by the past. Letting go of the house allowed him to open up to new experiences. He traveled, met new people, and began to live fully in the present. Uncle Martin's story teaches us a powerful lesson. Holding on to the past can prevent us from moving forward. Whether it's a physical space, old relationships, or even regrets, clinging to what no longer serves us only weighs us down. The memories will always be with us, but there comes a time when we must release what's holding us back so that we can make space for new chapters in life. When Uncle Martin let go of his old house, he discovered that life had more to offer than he had ever imagined. It wasn't until he released the past that he could embrace the freedom and possibility of the future. So, take a moment to reflect. Is there something from your past that's keeping you stuck? By letting it go, you can open yourself to new opportunities and experiences that are waiting to unfold. Number 3, embracing your body's limits. Old Fee was known around his neighborhood for his daily 5-mile walks. Every morning, rain or shine, he'd lace up his shoes and hit the pavement, enjoying the rhythm of his steps and the fresh air. Walking had always been his way of staying active and clearing his mind. But as time went on, his knees began to ache. What started as a minor discomfort slowly became a constant pain. Until one day, he realized he couldn't manage the long walks anymore. Frustrated, he felt as though his body was betraying him, taking away something he loved. For a while, Fee struggled with accepting his new reality. He missed the freedom those long walks gave him, and it was hard to face the fact that his body wasn't what it used to be. But instead of letting that frustration consume him, he made a choice to adapt. He started going on shorter, gentler strolls through the park and incorporated daily meditation into his routine. It wasn't the same as his long walks, but he soon found peace in the slower pace, learning to appreciate what his body could still do, rather than focusing on what it couldn't. Old Fee's story reminds us that as we age, our bodies inevitably change. We may not be able to do everything we once did, and that can be difficult to accept. But embracing those changes with grace is key to living well in later years. It's not about giving up, but about finding new ways to enjoy life and stay connected to the things that bring us joy. Whether it's through shorter walks, lighter activities, or new hobbies, there's always a way to adapt and continue moving forward. The truth is, we all face limitations as we grow older, but that doesn't mean life becomes less meaningful. Fee learned that by accepting his body's limits, he could still live fully and find joy in smaller, more mindful moments. In the end, it's not about how far you can walk, but how much peace and contentment you can find along the journey. Number 4, value in solitude. Miss Ruth, a retired schoolteacher, lived in a small cottage by the sea. While others her age moved closer to family or sought bustling retirement communities, Ruth chose a life of solitude. Her family and friends often worried that she'd feel lonely living alone by the shore, with only the sound of waves and the occasional gull for company. But Ruth never felt lonely. In fact, she found immense peace in her quiet life. Each day she would sit by the window, watch the ocean, and reflect on her journey. For her, solitude wasn't something to be feared. It was a gift. Ruth often shared that her time alone helped her connect more deeply with herself. After years of teaching and being surrounded by people, the stillness allowed her to listen to her own thoughts and rediscover the things that truly mattered to her. She used this time for self-reflection, journaling, and simply being present with her own emotions. While others might have seen her solitary life as sad or empty, Ruth saw it as a powerful opportunity to grow, recharge, and find clarity. She believed that true peace often comes not from the company of others, but from learning to be comfortable with oneself. Miss Ruth's story reminds us that there is immense value in solitude. In a world that often tells us to stay busy or surrounded by people, we forget the importance of being alone with our thoughts. Solitude isn't something to be feared. It's a chance to slow down, to listen to your inner voice, and to rediscover what truly matters. It's in these quiet moments that we can reconnect with ourselves, letting go of external pressures and finding inner peace. So if you find yourself spending more time alone as you age, embrace it. Instead of seeing it as a lack of company, see it as a gift, an opportunity to rediscover who you are and what brings you true joy. Like Miss Ruth, you may find that solitude is where your deepest wisdom and peace lie. Number 5. Wisdom in saying no. Grandma May was the kind of person who couldn't say no. For years, she was the one everyone turned to, whether it was babysitting the grandkids, running errands for neighbors, or organizing family events. She loved being helpful and wanted to be there for everyone. But as time went on, the constant favors began to take a toll. Her days were filled with other people's needs, leaving little time or energy for herself. Slowly, she started feeling exhausted, and her own peace began to slip away. One day, after yet another overwhelming request, Grandma May made a powerful decision. She realized she could no longer keep giving away all her time and energy. She needed to protect her own well-being. So she began to say no, kindly but firmly. At first, it felt strange, even uncomfortable. But as she set those boundaries, she felt a shift. She started regaining her energy, found more time for herself, and rediscovered her own sense of peace. Instead of feeling guilty, she realized that saying no wasn't selfish. It was necessary for her own health and happiness. Grandma May's story shows us that there is great wisdom in learning to say no. As we age, our energy becomes more precious, and protecting it becomes essential. It's easy to feel obligated to say yes, especially to loved ones, but constantly putting others' needs before your own can lead to burnout and resentment. By learning to say no, you give yourself the gift of time, space, and peace. You can prioritize what truly matters to you without being overwhelmed by endless demands. Saying no isn't about shutting people out. It's about respecting your own limits and choosing where to invest your energy. In later life, this wisdom becomes invaluable. Like Grandma May, when you learn to say no to things that drain you, you open up space for the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. It's one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself, and those around you will respect you for it. Number 6. The importance of staying curious. At 80 years old, Grandpa Joe was known for his love of storytelling and sharing tales from his life. He often reminisced about his adventures, but when it came to trying something new, he would always say, "I have no artistic talent." Yet one day, while visiting a local art gallery, he felt a spark of curiosity. He marveled at the vibrant colors and expressive forms on the canvas. Something stirred within him, and he decided it was time to take a leap of faith and explore painting for himself. Despite his initial doubts, Grandpa Joe signed up for a local painting class. With every brushstroke, he discovered not only a hidden talent, but also a new passion that brought him immense joy. As he began to create his own artwork, he felt a renewed sense of purpose and excitement. The act of painting opened his eyes to new perspectives and allowed him to express himself in ways he had never thought possible. His curiosity not only transformed his afternoons, but also sparked deep conversations with family and friends about art, creativity, and life. Grandpa Joe's journey teaches us a vital lesson. Staying curious is crucial to keeping our minds young, no matter our age. As we age, it can be easy to settle into routines and dismiss the idea of learning something new. But curiosity is the antidote to stagnation. It invites us to explore, grow, and embrace new experiences. When we stay curious, we keep our minds sharp and our spirits vibrant. So whether it's picking up a new hobby, diving into a book, or exploring a new topic, never underestimate the power of curiosity. Like Grandpa Joe, you might just uncover a passion that ignites a new chapter in your life. Remember, it's never too late to learn something new, and the journey of discovery can lead to some of the most fulfilling moments of your later years. Embrace your curiosity and watch how it enriches your life in ways you never imagined. Number 7. The power of kindness. In a small village, there lived an old man named Henry, who was known far and wide for his warm heart and gentle spirit. Every morning he would walk through the village, greeting everyone he met with kind words and a bright smile. Whether it was complimenting a neighbor on their garden or simply asking how someone's day was going, his interactions were filled with genuine warmth. Even on days when he felt a bit low, Old Man Henry made it a point to lift others up with his kindness, creating a ripple effect of positivity throughout the community. Henry believed that kindness was like a boomerang. The more you give, the more it comes back to you. When he offered encouragement to a young child, shared a laugh with a friend, or listened to someone's troubles, he saw how it transformed not just their day, but his own outlook on life as well. He noticed that on days when he felt down, reaching out to others and offering support brought him unexpected joy and fulfillment. It became a beautiful cycle. By uplifting others, he also lifted himself. Old Man Henry's story illustrates a vital lesson. Kindness is one of the most powerful tools we have, especially as we age. In a world that can sometimes feel disconnected, a simple act of kindness can bridge gaps and forge connections. It creates a sense of community and belonging that is essential for our well-being. Moreover, when we choose to be kind, we nurture our own happiness and sense of purpose. As you navigate your later years, remember that your words and actions carry weight. Each moment offers an opportunity to spread kindness, whether it's through a simple compliment, a helping hand, or a listening ear. The joy you bring to others will return to you tenfold, enriching your life in profound ways. Embrace the power of kindness and watch how it not only transforms the lives of those around you, but also fills your own heart with joy and gratitude. Conclusion. As we wrap up our journey through the wisdom shared by our elders, remember that these lessons, patience, letting go, embracing your body's limits, valuing solitude, saying no, staying curious, and the power of kindness can profoundly enrich our lives, no matter our age. Thank you for joining us today. If you found value in these insights, we'd love to hear from you. Comment below with a 9 or 0 to let us know your thoughts. Until next time, take care and keep embracing the wisdom that life offers. Goodbye.